The Starship design can work. It's a hard thing to solve.
This is, I think, the most inspiring thing that I've ever seen.
Elon Musk's SpaceX preps for Starship Launch. Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to be sharing the latest updates about Elon Musk's SpaceX preparations for Starship Launch. Before we continue with this video, let's talk about Elon Musk's brainchild SpaceX and what it's all about. SpaceX is a spacecraft manufacturer and launcher corporation which aims to bring down the costs associated with space travel so that humans can build a colonized city on Mars. Headquartered in Hawthorne, California, SpaceX also boasts of a cutting-edge satellite communications network, which has promising projects like StarLink under development. So, what are the latest updates on Starship Launch? The Starship project has launched to develop a fully reusable transportation system that will help mankind traverse interplanetary distances and will put them beyond Mars. SpaceX is now entering a critical stage in which the immense rocket is preparing for an important test. This test will determine if Starship is ready for commercial launches as well as for Mars mission. The preparations for this important test are being undertaken near a beast east of Brownsville in Texas. The inaugural orbital flight of Starship is almost at hand, a promising project for which people around the world had been waiting for quite some time. This huge rocket system had been developing for years now and was promised to one day carry man further from Earth. The test mission will run for about 90 minutes, starting off with firing the ship's booster over the Gulf of Mexico. Although this test is scheduled to take place very near in the future, the actual dates of Starship's first flight have not been announced. To date, we have seen many promised dates come and go. Initial reports indicated that Starship's maiden launch could be as early as December. It is yet to be confirmed if SpaceX will be able to deliver on this promise, since a lot depends on the results of this upcoming test. But there is one thing that we can be sure of. There is no lack of passion or interest in the successful launch of Starship on Elon Musk's part. Mr. Musk does not intend any introduction, as he is probably the most well-known richest man in the world. With his recent buyout of Twitter and unveiling the Tesla's new all-electric semi-Cybertrucks, Musk can be seen as a man of action. He has expressed hope and optimism in SpaceX's potential publicly on more than one occasion, and considers putting Starship into orbit as one of his major goals. His passion for the project continues despite him attempting that the rocket system in Starship is consuming significant resources and is facing severe technical challenges. Starship aims to usher spacecraft design into a new era. It is using brand new engines designed specifically for interplanetary travels and for putting man back on the moon, and will enable it to reuse the spacecraft for future missions. This is not different from how airlines operate different planes. Therefore, each plane is reused for traveling to its next destination. One of the distinguishing features of Starship is that it's really big, and when it's fully loaded, it stands taller than NASA's rocket used for its maiden Artemis moon mission. Musk's approach towards the launch of Starship can be considered cautiously optimistic. In a talk at National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, Musk was quoted as saying that the launch of Starship is bound to be very risky, and although he does not expect it to be very successful, he does hope to make a lot of progress towards achieving success in the near future. There were no further comments offered on what kinds of progress SpaceX is hoping to make, if it is not hoping for that venture to be outrightly successful. It is also important to mention that the Starship project has faced technical hurdles on shorter altitude flights, and there has been speculation in the program runs into similar problems on its maiden orbital mission. What is commendable about SpaceX is that its attitude towards technical failures has been positive. The company has always accepted its flaws, learned from them, and hoped to plug the holes in their technical know-how. This has helped SpaceX in creating Falcon 9, which is branded as the company's workhorse. In this year alone, Falcon 9 was used for more than 60 launches through mid-December. The company's policy for publicly owning their failures can also be gauged from a statement of Avi Terapathy, who was quoted as saying, "It's better to lose them now than to lose them because you left data on the table because you were too scared to have a failure in public during the development phase." Abhi Tirupathy, who previously worked in a directorial capacity at SpaceX, now works as Mission Operations Director at the University of California, Berkeley Space Sciences Laboratory. Risk-taking at SpaceX is encouraged, he said. This risk-taking is not to be undertaken at the expense of the safety of personnel and property. Elon Musk is not the only billionaire dreaming to put up his spacecraft in the Earth's orbit. Jeff Bezos' space company, called Blue Origin LLC, is also working on its own large rocket. United Launch Alliance, a joint venture between Boeing Company and Lockheed Martin, is another space company working on its own version of a space rocket. But what are the potential benefits of launching Starship into space? As we discussed earlier, the Starship project is about revolutionizing spacecraft travel in the sense that the vehicles are reusable. This would drastically lower the costs to put a spaceship in orbit and provide the company with a technologically superior rocket system. If Starship fails to deliver, then all the resources directed to it will go to waste. It's worth mentioning that SpaceX already has two very capable and proven rockets, Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. These rockets are partially reusable and have cut down costs considerably, according to space industry analysts and commentators. Starship is not valued by Elon Musk's SpaceX, but it is also worthy of investment by NASA. NASA has concluded deals worth more than $4 billion to use a variant of Starship for moon landing missions for its Artemis exploratory program. Under the terms concluded by both parties, SpaceX has been meeting all the important business and technical milestones. In addition to NASA, technology entrepreneurs and billionaires, including 1. Yusaku Maezawa, have purchased flights using this vehicle. Other technological organizations have purchased Starship for deploying a company satellite. The Starship consists of a 230-foot tall booster called Super Heavy. The Super Heavy powers a 164-foot tall spacecraft, which is also referred to as Starship into orbit. The spacecraft is designed to carry a crew of up to 100 people. The spacecraft has been designed to be refueled in orbit, which can make interplanetary travel possible with people aboard such flights. Such a project is likely to be very expensive, with SpaceX investing as much as $6.1 billion over the last 3 years by selling its stock. According to the recently marketed employee shares, the value of the company is set around $140 billion. SpaceX was also at risk of bankruptcy if capital and liquidity was difficult to be obtained due to the severe global recession. The liquidity and capital is important for the company since it's investing heavily in Starship and StarLink, its laser internet technology project. It's not uncommon for technical issues to stall development of space-based technologies. Due to an explosion underneath Super Heavy boosters, SpaceX lost Starship prototypes. 2 years before that, Starship aircraft completed a short-altitude test but crashed on ground while attempting to land. For the first orbital test, SpaceX hopes to bring the booster down in the Gulf of Mexico and attempt to land the aircraft in the Pacific Ocean. The biggest hurdle for the company is ensuring that the spacecraft can return safely to Earth. The vehicle will face extreme resistance and stress on its re-entry, but has been designed to withstand enormous heat and pressure and thus allows it to be reused quickly and repeatedly. Reusability implies that the spacecraft has to be used more than once. For a successful operation, it has to be reused up to as many times as deemed necessary. So, do you think Musk's Starship project will be successful? Comment down below. And thanks for watching this video. Please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you on the next one.